Now, under law, if an elected official aims for another office with over a year left in their term, they must resign but remain in the role until another mayor is elected. The City Council plans to call a special election for February 3rd, 2024. Candidates have until December 4th of this year to enter the race. We will have more information on this council meeting tonight. Sunday night, Victoria police arrested 20-year-old Aramis Thibodeau Wade of Houston. He faces 3 charges of aggravated robbery. Thibodeau Wade is a suspect in the robbery of a store in the 3600 block of Houston Highway. He's at the Victoria County Jail in lieu of $121,000 bond. A 15-year-old juvenile was also taken into custody as a suspect in the robbery. A man was sentenced last week in Wharton County to 20 years in prison for causing a fatal crash during a police pursuit. The Wharton Journal-Spectator reports 57-year-old Raymond Lights caused a 2021 fatal wreck near East Bernard. Lights was supposed to be serving a 95-year prison sentence, but had somehow managed to get parole. In the crash, Lights was injured and his passenger, 51-year-old Julia Moreno of Gonzales, was killed. The 20-year prison sentence will start after Lights finishes serving the original 95-year sentence. A death connected to the use of fentanyl was reported in Edna. This weekend, Edna Police Department responded to a call involving a 32-year-old man found unresponsive and was soon after pronounced dead at the scene. After an investigation, there were a couple of street drugs found near the person that were believed to have been taken by that person. A toxicology report released today confirmed high levels of fentanyl were among the cause of the person's death. Monday night, Ganado police arrested 2 suspects at the TA truck stop. The 2 suspects are William Guerra and Lazaro Cardenas, both of Houston. The suspects are accused of stealing around 650 gallons of diesel from the truck stop. Authorities say a large number of fraudulent credit and debit cards were found nearby. Wharton police Tuesday arrested 29-year-old Kennedy Reed of North Dakota. Surveillance video of the Wharton Vet Clinic showed Reed burglarizing the clinic, stealing 2 bottles of veterinarian medication from a building within the barn. When Reed went back to the clinic, Wharton police officers met with him. Reed then confessed to the crime and he was charged with burglary of a building. And now let's take a first look at your forecast. Here's First Warn Storm Team Chief Meteorologist Mac Perez. Mac, the weather is reminding us that we are in the middle of November.
That's right. It feels like it now. I'm sure you had to go into the closet looking for your jacket or your sweater, all whatever you needed, because right now that north wind continues blowing a little bit at 15 miles an hour. We're at 57 right now. A couple of days ago we were in the 80s, but all that has changed now. You'll see a little bit more sun tomorrow, but the high temperature will stay right at about 60 degrees. And then we'll take a look at the weekend when it looks like rain will be coming back. We'll have all that coming up in just a moment, so stay tuned. Don?
Mac, thank you. Authorities are accusing an attorney of smuggling drugs into the Harris County Jail. If recent overdose deaths in the jail can be linked to the drugs, this attorney is accused of bringing in. The charges could be upgraded to murder.
Photos inside the Harris County Jail show 77-year-old attorney Ronald Lewis making his way to visit inmates. Based on recent allegations, some might say he was on his way to a payday.
Inmates would pay the attorney $250 to $500 to bring in the lace papers.
Lewis is accused of bringing drug-soaked papers, PCP, Spice, and K2 into the jail since at least July. In that time, investigators say he visited 14 inmates. We asked the sheriff why Lewis was just arrested last week if they've been investigating for months.
I think our team wanted to do their due diligence and be thorough. I mean, it's a very unique situation, and it's when you're talking about someone that's entrusted in protecting, the laws and being a key actor in the criminal justice system and also the testing part of it.
The investigation was launched after 2 inmates died from drug overdoses earlier this year. 3 inmates died last week, and according to the prosecutor on the case, Kimberly Smith, they were all from drug overdoses. The medical examiner has not determined the cause of death yet.
They were directly related to drug overdoses. We're just trying to make the connection between who provided those drugs.
Because throughout the investigation, authorities say several attorneys have been identified as doing the same thing, not as part of a ring, but individually. The sheriff's office says so far 154 pieces of drug-soaked paper have been confiscated. Other charges are pending.
We don't think it's necessarily widespread, but it does exist, and it's unfortunate.
Accused Texas serial killer Raul Mesa Jr.'s status hearing has been reset to January. KVUE reports Mesa appeared in a Travis County courtroom on Monday, where a judge told him the discovery phase of his case is still ongoing. Authorities said Mesa confessed to killing Jesse Fraga in Pflugerville earlier this year. Mesa has also reportedly admitted to a double murder in San Antonio, but authorities have not released any details about that investigation. Even with construction at De Leon Plaza downtown, this year's Christmas in Victoria looks bigger and better than ever. Crews are putting up the annual Christmas tree inside the City Hall courtyard. Several holiday-themed events are expected to take place next month, including the tree lighting ceremony on Friday, December 1st, and the Christmas parade taking place the following Saturday.
We'll have something exciting that we haven't had before in the past. Right this year, we're going to have an ice slide on Friday. So it's real snow, real ice. It'll be a real snow ice slide.
Also taking place is the Merry on Main event on Friday and Saturday, December 8th and 9th. More than 100 vendors will take part, along with pony rides and a petting zoo for children. By the way, construction at De Leon Plaza should wrap up early March 2024. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Crossroads Today. Hit the like button and click the notification bell so you can see Crossroads Today on YouTube. Stay with us. Tomorrow marks the 60th anniversary of President John F. Kennedy's assassination in Dallas. That's coming up on 25 News Now at 6. And also ahead, videos of turkey frying go viral. More tips on what not to do with your turkey.
Hi, I'm Detective Kelly Gibbs with the Victoria Police Department. Crime Stoppers is seeking information regarding a murder. On August 4th, 2010, at about 3:30 a.m., David Benitez, a 49-year-old male, was fatally stabbed. He was found at the end of the driveway at the 1200 block of East Loma Vista, bleeding heavily from multiple wounds. He was taken to a local hospital where he later died. If you have any information about this murder, please call Victoria Crime Stoppers at 361-572-4200. You can also submit a tip by using the P3 Tip app on your Android or Apple device, or by visiting our website at www.crimestoppersvictoria.com. All tips are anonymous, and if you give information that leads to an arrest or charges being filed, you could earn a cash reward. With the Victoria Police Department, I'm Detective Kelly Gibbs.
If you're driving to your Thanksgiving holiday destination, get ready for a break at the gas pump. Yeah, gas prices are expected to be at the lowest level since 2020.
More than 49 million people are expected to hit the road this Thanksgiving holiday. According to AAA, that's up 1.7% from last year.
The demand for travel just continues to go up year after year, and this Thanksgiving is no exception.
And drivers will be greeted with a welcome sight at the gas pump. Gas prices are tumbling fast across the country. According to GasBuddy.com, national average Thanksgiving gas prices could hit their lowest levels since 2020.
Overall, Americans are going to be greeted with gas prices that on average are about 45 cents lower than what they were last year.
Despite the break at the pump, road trip expenses can add up. So what can you do to minimize costs? Gas Buddy has these 5 tips. First, plan your trip well. The state where you fill up will impact prices, and those costs add up every time you fuel up.
Some states like California, the average is still $4.95, while some states like Texas are almost $2 a gallon lower at about $2.75 a gallon.
Number 2, watch your speed. Slowing down even a few miles per hour on the highway can increase your fuel efficiency. 3, shop around. Don't just pull over at the nearest station, and use apps to help you find the cheapest gas near you.
It always can pay to shop around, especially with prices now declining for 9 straight weeks. Some stations are lowering their prices much quicker than others.
4, take advantage of perks. Consider signing up for loyalty programs to get discounts or use a rebate credit card. And finally, pay in cash. Some stations offer cash discounts. For Consumer Watch, I'm Cole Higgins.
And here's your viewer poll this evening. Scan that QR code on your screen to vote. Here's the question. Are you traveling this week? Yes, flying. Yes, driving, or no, staying at home. And the decision, let's see, 7% yes on flying, 30% yes on driving, 63% are staying home. All right. We thank you for voting. We want to hear from you. Come to crossroadstoday.com/vote to take part, and we'll have an update on 25 News Now at 10. Black Friday has lost some of its luster. Retailers say the rush to bust down doors for big sales may be a thing of the past. That's because many stores have held sales for weeks now leading up to Black Friday, trying to bring the shoppers in. Online shopping also is taking away some customers looking for those coveted deals. But the National Retail Federation predicts when all is said and done, holiday sales will jump 4% this year. And if you are heading out on Friday, expect to see more modest sales of 25 to 30% off. Tomorrow marks 60 years since the assassination of President John F. Kennedy. The nation's 35th president was shot and killed while riding in a motorcade through Dealey Plaza in Dallas. He was just 46 years old. Kennedy's death sent shockwaves around the world, later leading to several conspiracies surrounding the event and those involved, including accused gunman Lee Harvey Oswald. Several events are set to take place across the country to commemorate Kennedy's death. Now, this next story, it's a Thanksgiving classic for some people. It's not the turkey itself, but rather a video with tips on avoiding burns when deep frying that bird.
That bad boy is ready.
Who's calling who a bad boy? We humans are the ones who need public service announcements to teach us cook the turkey, not your home. The annual PSA from the Consumer Product Safety Commission was even put to music. A banger to drive home the dangers of deep frying turkeys. This is the coolest thing that could kill me ever. Combining 2 American favorites, explosions and turkey. Turkenheimer, someone dubbed it, a play on Oppenheimer, the name of one of the creators of the atomic bomb. The turkeys on TikTok are running wild.
I want you to breathe in and breathe out.
Attempting turkey breast compressions and injections of seasoning.
And because the times we living in, not even the turkey could be safe from getting vaccinated. So I injected it with this juice.
A first-timer recorded his deep frying debut.
And now we about to hit the Crisco Disco with this bad boy right here.
But this Crisco Disco Inferno almost burned his hand.
Get it unhooked, dude. I couldn't get it unhooked.
Some do the turkey strut over the deep-fried taste. So what are some turkey frying tips? Thaw the turkey, dry the turkey, don't overfill the pot with hot oil, keep away from structures. And if all this leaves you too chicken to deep fry a turkey, consider just wearing one. Jeannie Mose, CNN, New York.
All good advice there. Don't put it by the house and don't overfill it, because when you drop the turkey and it just goes, psh, it's a problem. Well, I hope you have fun. I hope it works out for you. Right now we're at 57 degrees. We managed to get up only to 65 today. We had, of course, the little cloud cover, which is going to thin out overnight, and tomorrow we're going to be looking at a little bit more sunshine, but we haven't had any rain. And any significant rain is not going to be with us until about Sunday within the next 7 days. So we'll be talking about that coming up in just a moment. And here we are. You know, this weather makes me feel like wearing the ugly sweaters, you know, what we do every year. So you probably have a collection. I have a collection. We'll get them out pretty soon. There's the frontal system way down here in the Gulf that came through last night, and all of a sudden it got a little chilly out there. That wind was what made it to feel cold. Otherwise, it wasn't too bad. The cloud deck is going to thin out, so tomorrow you've got a lot more sun, but still that north wind is going to be blowing, so we're going to stay about 62 as high temperatures. That rain that was in Mississippi last night is now rolling over Georgia right about now. And for those of you going to the East Coast, well, we've got this big rain thing happening. We also have some snow in the upstate New York and New Hampshire and Vermont and all the way up into Canada. But all things considered, that's really the biggest storm that's going on around the country right now. Our winds right there, you see them coming out of the north. They've been up to 25, 30 miles an hour today, a little breezy, and that's, of course, what makes it feel a little colder. For us, however, for tomorrow especially, we've got high pressure building in, and that's going to make things fairly comfortable. Now, number one, you got to see that little moisture coming up from the south. That's subtropical moisture that may get on top of us on Thursday, just for a little light rain or drizzle, nothing serious. Number two, you've got the big storm on the East Coast. That's going to race off the coast on Wednesday. And number 3, we've got a snowstorm developing in the upper Rockies. If you're going to Yellowstone, just wondering, you're going to have snow. And if you're going to Colorado or Utah, you're going to have some snow as well. A lot of people are getting excited about all that. But let's take a look at the long term. This is Tuesday, and then we go forward. That storm goes off to sea. There's that little deck of clouds or moisture really that's coming over us Thursday, so it's not going to be clear and blue. Then we've got that storm rolling through the Rockies. That would be on Saturday. And on Sunday, the tip end of that one comes through our area, and we start all over again with kind of a sloppy, soupy kind of weather pattern. That would be on Sunday and Monday and Tuesday if you happen to be traveling. That's the only thing that we've got. Otherwise, no massive snowstorms to deal with, and that's good. That's good. All right, we're looking at tonight at about 45 degrees as a low temperature. Tomorrow will stay in the cool 60s, so keep that jacket handy. You're going to be needing it. Let's take a look at your day planners for tomorrow in Port Lavaca, starting off at 47. That's a little crisp, and getting up to 61. Clouds and a little sun. And for Cuero, we start off down to 43 in the morning, getting up to 62. So, yep, you're going to need your coat most of the day. And as we get into Thanksgiving Day, you'll see the cloud cover, but it'll still be on the cool side and windy with a high of 61. Of course, that's a 20% chance of a little light rain or drizzle. Now, Friday looks to be a little bit sunnier. Saturday, we start getting ready for the next big deal, and that would be Sunday afternoon when the next front comes through with a little rain, and that little rain will sort of be hanging out all the way through Monday and Tuesday. Of course, that's another travel weekend. We'll just keep that in mind. I don't expect anything that looks like a winter storm to deal with, and that's good. We're going to call it sloppy. Did I spell that right, Don? S-L-O-P-P-Y.
It's not sloppy at all. It's S-L-O-P-P-Y. Yes.
Okay, so I'm pretty close.
Yeah.
Sloppy for that for early next week. That's your 7-day forecast. Just reminding everybody, we've got a QR code. We'd love for you to scan that. Put Crossroads Today on your phone. Here's Don.
Mag, thank you. Sports Director Gino Perez is here. He's going to talk about the epicenter of Texas high school football playoffs. That's Jackson County.
Yeah, and these two cities are going to be going at it, and they've been talking a little bit back and forth all year, and it ultimately will decide a winner on Friday. So that's coming up in sports. At Crossroads, we have an update on a few former Crossroads athletes who are playing at the next level and beyond. We start in Aggieland, where former El Campo running back Ruben Owens is making his mark early as an Aggie. According to the Texas A&M Athletics Communications Twitter page, the former 5-star running back has become the first true freshman, the second true freshman to rush for over 100 yards in a game since Devon Achane, who did it as an Aggie just a couple years ago. The former Rice Bird has been seen plenty of playing time as a rookie, but had not gotten over 50 yards in any game up until this past weekend, where he scored just his second touchdown of his young career. Owens and the Aggies will have a tough matchup against LSU Saturday at 11 in the morning in Baton Rouge. Well, meanwhile, Texas took on Iowa State for a Big 12 matchup, and a Cuero State champion scored his first touchdown of the season. The senior got loose on a 3rd and short and made the Cyclones pay for it for a 22-yard score to put the Horns up 12-3 late in the 3rd quarter. And also was in attendance was former Hallettsville running back Jonathan Brooks, who suffered a season-ending injury against the TCU Horned Frogs. Longhorns would go on to win by 10, 26-16. Another athlete we have been watching closely is former Victoria East Titan Bailey Zappi, who has the opportunity to be named the starter this week. According to NFL.com reporter Bobby Naunack, New England Patriots head football coach Bill Belichick has not named a starter for this upcoming week against the New York Giants. Instead, he told reporters today that all the players should be ready to go. The Patriots are 2-8 in the season, coming into the loss against the Indianapolis Colts. New England and New York will play Sunday at noon. Hopefully Zappi will have the starting job by then. Well, back here in the Crossroads, we have 2 teams of the best that are going at it in the 3rd round of playoffs, and this is no ordinary game. This is the Lavaca River Rivalry Part 2. These two met in Week 8 of the 2023 football season, and that was just for district playoff seeding and for bragging rights. But now it's for blood. The winner moves on to round 4. Meanwhile, the other goes home and watches on the couch. The last time these two teams faced off, they scored 90 points between the two of them, but Edna would pick up the victory 56-35. Those attending the game will likely see another barn burner on Friday when the two teams travel up to Bay City. Kickoff is at 1 o'clock. The West Warriors are hoping to also move on to the 4th round of playoffs after a big win over South Harlingen. Well, the Warrior faithful are trying to bring as much positive energy as possible by hosting a send-off for the West team early Friday afternoon. They are asking everyone to bring noisemakers, signs, and their outside voices, of course. The event starts at 12:15 and the buses leave at 12:45. That's your sports. Don, back to you.
Gino, thank you. We're back in a moment. This week, a Michigan farm will send out about 500,000 Christmas trees. Finally tonight, look at all those trees. Michigan ranks 3rd in the nation in number of Christmas trees harvested per state. The Michigan Ag Council says about 2 million end up in homes across the country. A Christmas tree farm in northern Michigan is sending out about 500,000 trees just this week. Tips from the Dutchman Christmas Tree Farm include cutting about an inch off the bottom before putting it in the tree stand and putting only tap water in the stand for your fresh cut tree.
Well,
now they don't really explain why tap water over any other kind of water, but they're the experts.
So I was going to say, Don, I think I might be a slight expert because my first job was at a Christmas tree farm.
Do you agree with those tips?
Yes, because it opens it up and it allows the water to get sucked into the tree faster and last longer.
But there used to be a sort of a sugary thing that they used to put down there for it to go up into the tree, but they're saying no, just regular tap water.
Just cut off an inch about off the bottom of the tree and you're good to go.
There you go.
And the good thing is back in the old days, the bulbs used to be warm, so if you had a natural tree, they'd dry them out. Well, now we have little LED lights and we don't have to worry about that.
And will it be dry around here?
Well, it'll be a little on the chilly side. We're looking for a high tomorrow only of about 62 degrees, and then rain coming in on Sunday.
Thank you, Mac. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you tonight, 25 News Now at 10.